Hey friends, welcome back to chapters 6 through 12 of City of Ember in our nice little heads up video. In chapter 6, they start off by talking about the blackouts, and because there have been so many recently, the mayor decides to hold a big town meeting. So everyone is invited to attend to hear what the mayor has to say about important information about the blackouts. Um, he has quite a difficult time expressing his ideas to the crowd, which you'll read about. So Lena goes, Dune and his father go, and we really don't learn anything from the mayor's speech. When she gets home, she sees her granny is frantically looking for something, and Granny's very frustrated that she can't find it. She's very panicked. She knows it's important, but she can't remember what it is. And then we see Poppy is chewing on some crumpled paper, and Lena takes it from her, and she sees that there's perfect printing on this paper. Um, and so Lena takes the paper and gathers up all the scraps because Poppy's been sitting there and chewing on it. Ugh. And she puts everything out, and it's got a whole bunch of words missing and things like that, but it definitely looks like it's instructions for something. So she's very excited about this mystery. She's determined to solve it. She invites Captain Fleary, her boss of the messengers, over to her house the next day to show her. And Captain Fleary's like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. It's probably just an old recipe. Like, don't worry about things. It's fine. So Lena's not too happy about this. She's like, well, I need help with this. Like, I gotta show it to someone else. So then she shows it to her best friend, Lizzie. Lena and Lizzie have an interesting discussion as they walk to Lena's home about the storerooms being empty and things of that nature. And Lena's asking her questions, and we find out Lizzie's like, I don't really know very much. They don't let us go down into the storerooms. So that's kind of puzzling. Um, and when Lizzie is talking, it's all about Lizzie. So eventually, Lena decides not to show Lizzie the instructions because Lizzie doesn't really seem all that interested in it. Lizzie just wants to talk about Lizzie. Uh, do do do. So then Lena's like, all right, I gotta do something about this. So she writes a letter to the mayor about what she found in hopes that this will somehow do something, spark something, make a difference. Who knows? So during her free time, Lena really tries to work out the instructions, and eventually she figures out that it means something means a riverbank and a door, so she knows that she has to reach out to Dune because Dune will know he works in the pipeworks where the river is. So now she's like, oh, I can ask Dune for help. In chapter 8, we learn that Dune has spent lots and lots of time exploring the pipeworks, and he himself is determined to do something that saves the people, that makes a big difference. Um, and he decides to go to the library to see if he can find something about movable light. Fortunately, he doesn't find what he's looking for, but Lena meets him at the library. In chapter 9, uh, Lena fills Dune in on with the instructions, and then they talk about the pipe works and all of that. And Dune goes, oh my gosh, I know where this instructions could be talking about. Let's go look tomorrow in the pipe works. So the two of them go down together the next day in the pipe works, and they see something creepy. And they think that, okay, perfect, we'll hear a big announcement soon. Things will change. We're going in the right direction. Not so much. In chapter 10, Granny is not feeling well. She has a fever. She's not thinking clearly. Um, it's just not a good situation there. Um, and things happen, and I'm not going to spoil anything. Um, and then in chapter 11, we learn about what happens next with Granny and Lena. And then we see Lizzie again. She's carrying a bunch of groceries, and Lena meets up with Lizzie, and we find out Lizzie has a boyfriend. Ooh. And Lizzie's got some interesting groceries in her bag, and it's a little questionable why and how she got those things. And then in chapter 12, um, Dune again goes into that pipe works and he discovers a very big thing that's happening down in the pipe works that is surprising and shocking and very much like, oh my gosh, like now what? So there's a whole lot of things that are happening in chapters 6 through 12. The action is definitely starting to ramp up, especially with these instructions. So whole heck of a lot of stuff going on. And I think that's about it. So I'll see you in class.